Welcome to Shine That Divine with Kathy Wolfskill. If you're so inclined, I always appreciate your likes, comments, and or shares. My sister Jenny in Alaska is teaching an online Zoom class that is, in my opinion, a delightful and valuable for our times adult lifelong learning course that she calls From Head to Heart. I could also call it From Fear to Love, or From Ego to Divine, or From Negative to Positive. The class is built around many of the spiritual principles we talk about here, but geared toward mainstream people, not necessarily spiritually oriented. She includes a number of ways to know yourself better, such as personality tests and numerology meanings, because it's so helpful to know how we're wired, what we might be naturally good at, what comes easily, and what challenges we may be particularly prone to. As a budding and intuitive astrologer, she's come to learn how useful knowing the qualities of our sun signs can be. Our sun sign represents our path to self-realization and self-expression through our creativity and goals. It's the symbol of our personal identity. While explaining to the class the archetypes associated with each sun sign, she pointed out that she thinks of me as the quintessential Capricorn. She's alluded to this before, and I've never asked her to elaborate what she means by that exactly. During this class, I happened to be in an unusually sensitive emotional state, having had an accident that killed a deer the night before. I inferred her comment to be very unflattering. Paying special attention to Capricorn qualities my whole life, I myself label Capricorns unfavorably. We are known for being humorless, a corporate climber, a determined goal setter, letting nothing get in our way of our success. Perhaps a fatherly leader type, but stern and no nonsense, structured, methodical, doesn't listen to others, needs to get her own way. Just about any other sun sign has always seemed more likable and appealing to me. So here I was projecting my thoughts about the most unattractive qualities onto what Jenny meant and assuming that's how she pictures me. Our mom had a Capricorn sun too, and she was organized, capable, multitasking, confident, and competent. Mom and I were always very close, no doubt in part because we kind of operated the same way. She was also fun, vivacious, full of life, the leader, not merely a rigid sourpuss. Our great family friends growing up, the Wolfs, had a son, David, who was 9 days older than I was and also a Capricorn. As a kid, he won trips to Disneyland for excelling on his paper route and went door to door asking to mow lawns to make money. His industriousness was pure Capricorn, but he always seemed to be getting into mischief, disobeying the rules, and was not an especially good student. He was quite the lighthearted, outgoing clown. He certainly didn't always fit the Capricorn mold either. There are high expressions and low expressions of all the signs, of course, and I was assuming the worst and taking my thoughts personally and assigning them to Jenny's throwaway comment. From this one experience, I took away a plethora of lessons. Number one, I was projecting the worst of my thoughts onto her. And number two, I can never know what another person thinks or how they interpret things. I took her words and ran them through my own filters and interpreter. Number three, I was taking what she said personally, which is never wise. What someone says or thinks is about them and their perspective. It actually has little to do with other people's reality. And four, most of all, anyone else's opinion of me is really none of my business. While I often ask for and value Ginny's thoughts and interpretations, as well as many other intuitive readers to spark insights about myself, labels are irrelevant. How I think and feel and behave are circumstantial, and I can be a little of everything, and I've changed over time. So, to base my happiness on what Ginny or anyone else thinks for that matter would be absolutely silly. No wonder we have such trouble communicating clearly and compassionately. I will be on the lookout for being overly sensitive when I'm stressed, assigning my own convoluted interpretations to somebody else's comments, and taking those comments personally. Others' opinions are none of my business. I'm the only one, on my behalf, who can shine that divide.